All right, welcome to Living a Healthy, Vibrant Lifestyle podcast. I'm your host, Harold Chatman. At the current moment, we're not taking any sponsors, but if you wish to support me, visit our website at hvlwell.net. We have the best flavored collagen and unflavored. We have unflavored peach mango and our newest flavor, strawberry lemonade. If you struggle with skin elasticity, skin hydration, or if you need even help with benefits with your hair, nails, and skin, check us out. There's no fructose or sucrose or artificial coloring in our product as well. As if you need hyaluronic acid, bamboo extract, and also vitamin C and E. Is a standalone project in regards to your collagen and health and wellness. At the current moment, I am at the Panorama Brand Studio, best podcast studio in Houston. All right, we have a guest with us. She is a yoga instructor. She is a creator of Wellness for You. She is a chemical engineer, a health and wellness coach, and she is a graduate from Texas A&M. Welcome, Alexis Musso.
Thanks, Harold. Glad to be here.
Girl, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. It's Friday, my favorite day of the week. And I love talking, so I'm happy to be here.
I got some good stuff for you. I feel like a lot of things I've been wanting to know, and since this Wellness for You has really been blowing up lately, because I didn't really know it was a thing when I first seen it and looked it up, and I was like, what is this? And then I thought you did it full-time, part-time, and then you say you have another job. And I was like...
That's my famous magic trick.
Yeah.
No one knows I have a full-time job.
I know. I thought you did it full-time. And then when you told me you're an engineer, I was like, wait, I'm really confused how she do this full-time. And also she's an engineer too. You know, usually engineers, they work like 10 to 12 hours. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, shit.
Can't give away all my secrets.
I was like, man, this... But yeah, tell us a little bit about the Wellness for You, a little bit about that. Dig into a little
For
deep.
sure. So it's Wellness for Hugh, which means Wellness for Houston.
Oh, Wellness for You. Okay.
Yeah. So we always say like it's Wellness for Hugh and also Wellness for You, right? So it's individual as well. And it's a brand that I created back in 2021, end of 2021. Mm-hmm. We were coming out of COVID, and I was teaching yoga at the time. I had some virtual health coach clients at the time, and I was just getting a lot of questions for recommendations. Hey, like, where do you recommend I get a massage? Where do you recommend I go to acupuncture? Because in classes, for example, like when you go to a yoga class, the instructor always asks, hey, how are you feeling? Any injuries? What's going on? And so I'd be like, hey, have you gotten a massage for that? Have you tried acupuncture for that? And then they would be like, well, where do I go? I don't know. Mm-hmm. So it was a lot of questions coming in, and I would even have, for example, cupping marks on my back, and students would be like, oh, like, where did you get your cupping done? So all those questions, and a few of my friends, they had other pages. So one of my girlfriends had a coffee page. She would feature coffee shops in Houston. Right. And I was like, why don't we do this for wellness businesses? Because we were coming out of COVID, and I wanted to support these, they're generally smaller businesses, to regrow. And, we had seen a lot of them fail, I guess, or go under during COVID is the right word. Right. So we started a page called Wellness for Houston, best wellness spots in Houston to go get your self-care, to feel your best. Right. And we started featuring some acupuncture, massage. And as we're going to these places, and a lot of them were places we were already going, right? They would say, oh, y'all teach yoga? Can we do a collaboration? Can you do it in our space? And so organically, it also grew beyond just featuring the local wellness businesses into hosting local wellness events in collaboration with these businesses. So we were able to basically just build a beautiful wellness community where people can come together and feel their best. Yeah. Oh, wow.
So how does that work with collabing with, like, how do you reach out? Because I know some businesses don't like giving away things. So how do you guys work that, like, with collabing with other businesses?
Yeah, there's different types, right? So a lot of times it's just sharing space and sharing marketing. So if one of our first ever events was a yoga and acupuncture, and we held it at the acupuncture clinic. So you're coming out maybe for our yoga, but you get a little taste of acupuncture because we would do a third eye chakra needle in Shavasana. And it, of course, introduce Sarah, the acupuncturist, or whoever it was there, and they would learn about the space. So it kind of was hand in hand, right? Sometimes we're renting out local studios, and those spaces we rent out, pay for, right? So that goes directly to that business, like Mall and Market, Rise Movement Studio. Those are some of our favorites to rent at.
Right.
Yeah, and then beyond that, for sponsorships, like if it's more of a product, right? So maybe we engage a juice bar or a food brand. We just say, hey, is it possible to give us a discount to give out the products, or they can be for sale at the event? So it's just kind of asking, and we've also emailed other brands, just say, hey, we'd love to have some skincare at this event because maybe it's like a Galentine's or something, right? So just different levels of engagement and not being afraid to ask.
Oh, wow. I think that's really cool. So now stepping into, so what does your daily routine, because I know you are a yoga instructor, right?
Yes.
So what does a daily morning routine from afternoon to dinner, like how does that, like, let's just start with the morning routine. How does that look like?
So honestly, I have a very short morning routine because in the engineering world, we used to start at 7 a.m., which is a wee bit early for me. Now I kind of start at 8 a.m. because I'm at headquarters. But basically, my favorite morning routine is 15 minutes for me. And I heard a sleep doctor on another podcast talk about the 3:15s, and it's pretty much exactly what I do.
Oh, wow.
So I get up and I try to make 15 minutes for me, right? That looks like so the 3:15s are taking 15 deep breaths to regulate your nervous system, drinking 15 ounces of water. I love to sex it up with some lemon, some sea salt, and then, of course, 15 minutes in the sunshine if you can make time. So I don't always get a full 15 minutes, but I always get a daily dose of sunshine at some point throughout the day. But you'll see me, like, I laugh because people are walking their dogs outside in the morning, and I'll walk out on my balcony to brush my teeth in the sunshine just to try to get some sunshine in. Like, I'm on my balcony, like, brushing my teeth, and I'm sure people are walking by, like, who is this girl? So yeah, I really love to start with about 15 minutes for me before I turn the phone on and check all the emails, right? And then pretty much from there, I make myself breakfast. So I try to, like, absorb that water, and then I make myself breakfast. I really like to eat breakfast before I start my work day because I'm more grounded. If I do that, then trying to eat and work at the same time, right? Then I'm kind of like
discombobulated.
Discombobulated or jittery, like coffee, right? So I'll eat my breakfast and then pretty much start working. A lot of our meetings start at 8, and I'll work till 4. If I can walk to lunch or go out to lunch just to get out of the office, I will. And then when I come home, I'm an afternoon, evening workout gal. So I do a lot of my workouts and classes right after work, and then come home either to eat dinner with my boyfriend or whatever that looks like that evening. And then we just wind down. I'll probably do some business stuff generally. Depends what day of the week it is again. We may have an event, for example. And then I'm usually in bed by 10:30. Yeah, I'm pretty, like, non-negotiables to be asleep no later than 11 on a weeknight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what does, like, what do you usually eat, like, for breakfast, like, to make sure you keep yourself, like, the way you are?
So I used to do a lot of smoothies. Recently, I've been more into the protein oat bowls and the chia bowls. For some reason, again, they're just really grounding to me and very satisfying. But basically, my recommendation, or what I try to do, is always to have protein, fats, and fibers in my meal.
Right, protein, fats, and fibers.
Yeah, like if I made an oat bowl, right, that can be a lot of carbs. So I make sure I've mixed in some protein powder, maybe your collagen, right, something like that.
Some
almond butter.
There, huh? There
we'll get fiber with berries, things like that. So sprinkle on some superfoods to give me a boost. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that recently because it's really easy for me to meal prep 4 or 5 for the week and call it a day.
Right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So what does, like, lunch look like for you?
Lunch, again, I'm a big breakfast girl, so lunch is really just breakfast again. So usually it's like breakfast tacos or an avocado toast with egg on top. Right. It's usually some sort of eggs, honestly.
Protein.
Yeah, get that protein in with turkey bacon, avocado, all that stuff. And and then for dinner, that's where it's just anything, right? Whether that's chickpea pasta, salad, a Mexican taco bowl, rice, whatever, that's where the variety kicks in.
That's like a go-to. So are you more of like a cooking person, or how you like, or do you like get your meals made for you?
I definitely keep it really simple if I'm making it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a simple gal. Like, I wouldn't use like a ton of spices or anything.
Right.
My boyfriend is the cook.
Oh, he's the cooker.
Yeah. So he normally cooks dinner.
Okay.
That's why my breakfast and lunch tend to be usually about the same, because I'm like a very
keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple kind of girl.
I'm like that too.
Yeah. And if I want to branch out from that, I will go out to a restaurant, cafe that I trust, generally with good ingredients, or on a really, really busy week, or if I've been gone for vacation, I will order a meal prep service. One of my favorites is Sakara, and I'll just top that with some extra protein. So yeah.
Bingo.
In a pinch.
That's a good routine. I mean, keep it simple. That's pretty much like how, like, I'm not really a cooker. Like, I do have a meal prepping service I use, and pretty much an apple, banana, protein for breakfast, and then for lunch, I may have the same thing for lunch and dinner. And
see, that I can't really do.
Can't really do.
I can't do the same thing in twice in one day.
I could. I'm like, I like stuff simple. I like things I don't have to think about. Main thing I want to think about is just business stuff.
Right. And I have heard like people say before that, you know, maybe aren't cooks or something. We use by ordering a meal prep or by keeping it simple, it allows us to direct our energy into other avenues.
There you go.
And you can only expend so much energy in so many avenues. So for me, I agree with you. Like, I like to keep it simple, and I always say that's called like KISS. Let's keep it simple.
Stupid.
So
yeah.
keep it simple, stupid.
It is, because like I always tell people, you only have so much energy throughout the day. Like that's why I say nutrition is good. You know, make sure your stress management is on point. Because some people, like I say, they leave the house, their battery is on like 60 or 70%. And by the time, if you don't put the right nutrition in, that probably tanks it down like another 10%. And by the work, you're like, I'm already tired. And then when you get off work, you're going to be a couch potato. So like living a healthy lifestyle is really important that most people don't really take serious overall. So, you know, I do try to help them, and I'm sure you do too, but it's almost like we're kind of fighting the doctors and also the processed foods, because it's like if we leave here, like how many places can you find that has like good nutrition that you can be able to sustain throughout the day? Like if you just leave
here.
Right.
And that's where you can maybe go to our page and see all the places we tag. But I would say it's awareness and action, right? You have to be aware that quality matters and what you're putting into your body, that nutrition, it does matter. At the same time, you then have to go put that into action. So actually seek out those places you can trust that have quality foods and things like that. Yeah.
Right. So my next question is for you, like, how do you have the balance between the Wellness for Houston and also your engineer? Like, how does that balance? And also your mental health too. Like, how do you make time for yourself? Like, you got your full-time job, and then wellness is kind of like your full-time job too. And then at the middle, you have your personal health, then also your other job, your relationship job.
So people ask me this question a lot, and I still don't really know that I have a perfect answer. Right?
It's no perfect answer. It's basically what works for you.
Right.
That's it.
It really is. It's very person to person. For me, work it's in a sense essential to living, right? Like, you have to be able to pay your bills, right? So I may be a little bit more technical at work, but I'm blessed with a really great team that I enjoy working with. So that's great. And then on the flip side, Wellness for Hugh is more of my creative brain.
Right.
So then I get to go use a different side of myself and just kind of channel, you know, from technical to creative. And then I make time for me because, one, that's part of my business, right? Like, it's the passion of wellness, going to take care of myself. And I wouldn't be doing that. You know, if I wasn't doing that, I probably wouldn't have the business, right? So it's a reflection of me. And for my relationships, you know, that can be tough. And, you know, sometimes I have to set things down and be like, okay, we're going to just spend, you know, a date night or this dinner together, or we're really good at, like, you know, a movie night, whatever that is, or let's do a workout together. Things like that. So you just kind of have to, like, check in with each other and make sure, you know, you're getting the support that you need. But I would say I'm, again, very blessed. Like, we're very good at that. We live together. It makes it easy. So, yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure both of you guys have, like, a good understanding of a health journey. So that just makes things a little bit better. 'Cause I always look at it like your life, like a pie chart. You have your relationship health, your finances, you have your home life, and then you have just your outside of your friends. And then at the end of the day, you want to at least have somewhat of a balance, because you don't want nothing to be too off over here or over there. So you want to be like overly stimulated, as most people call it. So it's just like a balanced life, and it's almost like you have to like really be in tune with yourself and think about making sure you're not leaving people out, making sure you're still connecting with people, and also checking in with yourself, making sure you're not overly worked. And also having those days that I think one of the days I had reached out to you was sick, so that's why I was like, you probably need to like slow it down.
I know it's very rare if I'm sick, and if I'm sick, that means I've overextended.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like you're saying, there's the quote that how you do anything is how you do everything, and so I try to give my best quality into everything, whether that's my work, my business, my relationships, and myself. So trying to do that, and then having that awareness when you need to back off a little bit and say, I just need a rest weekend, and that's totally okay. Knowing that you don't have to do everything, right? Because part of life is just living. So you got to leave time for that too. And sometimes you got to, right now it's summertime, so we've got a few extra vacations booked, so that kind of stuff.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what would you say like your long-term goals for wellness for you?
Yeah, so again, we started as a page for people to come learn about different businesses in Houston, and then we grew organically into events. So we definitely want to keep working on featuring those businesses, check out some new places. There's a bunch that have popped up that I want to check out, and then just keep hosting awesome events. So we want to start partnering with even like larger brands, and maybe we grow into some other cities in Texas, which would be really cool. But up in the forefront, I would say we just put up a website. So starting to need help with like content and marketing, because when you have an Instagram page and a website, it's a lot to maintain. So would love some help there, honestly, like hashtag message me. And then the goal is to have a podcast of our own soon, so we can have more of a conversation with a lot of these business owners about what they do.
Right. That's really good. It's definitely like when you manage a lot, you definitely have to like categorize, especially you having a full-time job too. It's definitely, but it's fun though.
Yeah. And again, everybody has a different personality. I was going to tell you earlier. So I'm a manifesting generator, which means like I can do a lot of things. Like I generate a lot of ideas.
Oh, wow.
And so,
I never heard that before.
I like to go in a lot of different directions, but I also get bored really easily.
Oh,
so
wow.
like that's why I'm always, I kind of say like, it feels like a chicken running around with their head cut off, but organized of that version.
So is that how you like function? Like function like on a daily, or is just?
Well, I just like, I can be all over the place. Like I can do one thing and then I can switch into another mode, and then I can go to my workout and then do something else. So I can really switch back and forth, and that would drive some people insane, right? So some people are more better, let me do work during the week, business during the weekend, but I can do a little bit of everything all day, and I love that because, again,
it's all about what you have a passion for, and what drives you and what you feel comfortable doing. That's why I always say, like, it's almost like some people are workaholics. They're like, that's really unhealthy, but to them, that's probably what they love to do. That's probably what fills them up.
It maybe doesn't even feel like work. Yeah, if I'm doing something for wellness for Hugh at home at the end of the day, it's probably because I want to.
It's fun. It's something like, it's something beneficial, and you feel fulfilled doing it, rather than scrolling on social media or just looking at a Netflix show. But you're looking at something that's progressing, that's going to end up something good in the future.
Right. So, and actually, how do I do it all too? I have a team of girls that help me for Wellness for Houston. So it's not just me. But we always laugh because a lot of times we make real recaps after our events, and we joke, we're like, we love to watch them more than anybody else. Like most of the time, sure, it took a lot of work, right? Yeah. But we will sit there and watch it like multiple times in a row because we're like, oh, this is such a great event. Oh, we love that. Oh, look at that, And it's like sometimes you have to be your biggest fan.
Right. You have to be your biggest cheerleader, because if nobody else, if you don't support yourself or believe in yourself, who else will?
Right.
So that's really like a big thing. So what would you say, like, for like the people that you help, what would you want them to know, like, going forward?
Yeah, so like within our community.
Yeah, in the community of girls. I know mostly because I know one of the events I know y'all really connect with like women. Yeah,
I would say we have a large women population because we do a lot of yoga. We do sprinkle in a diversity of events. So, you came to the one where we did some strength and ice baths, which was super fun. We've done walks, we've done bar, we've done dance. What else do we have coming up?
Yeah, I have a lot of.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we incorporate a lot of cool things too, like sound bowls, acupuncture. So generally, if people are coming to us, a few things, right? Like, we want them to leave feeling better than when they walked in. So maybe they came in really stressed, and we want to help them calm down, get a good sweat, feel good, whether that's calm or endorphins, right? Whatever we're going for there. And the opportunity to connect with people. And in COVID, a lot of people felt alone. We were spending a lot of time inside. So get out, connect, meet somebody. And we try to help facilitate introducing yourself to people. And if someone, maybe is a business owner and somebody has a problem, I'll be like, oh, go talk to XYZ because they can probably help you with that. So that's kind of fun. So it's really just like improving someone's wellness, helping them feel better, and then helping them feel connected to someone in the community, because that makes people want to come back.
Yeah, it is. It's all about people. What's the quote? I can't think of the quote, but people would never forget how you make them feel.
Exactly. So
I mean, at first that went over my head, and I was like, people don't care about that. But as I grow into this business, people are always gonna remember what type of impact you left on them and how you made them feel. That's it.
And sometimes you have to ground yourself before events, like before you talk to a client, because you do personal training too, right? So, ground yourself and be like, it's not all the details of how I plan the workout to a T or exactly how the class went or what the sponsor was, right? It's actually like, did you take the time to talk to them, give them a hug, look them in the eyes, things like that, right? Because then they felt seen, they felt heard, and then everything else will fall right into place, because that's what they, of course, came for too.
Yeah, because like I said, we're all human. So I always like to start off by, how was your day? What you have for breakfast? How's your mood? It's almost like icebreaker, like, cause you have
what
to
you
ask
have for breakfast, because this is going to determine,
cause
I'm going to know how you're going to act.
The reason why I asked, I done had a lot of people that don't eat breakfast. Next thing you know, you're throwing up, and so it's almost like a common question, like, did you have just coffee? Because if not, the acid just sizzling in your stomach. Then next thing you know, I don't want to get thrown up on.
Love that. Yeah, no, hell no, yeah.
But it's definitely fun. You always want to connect with people. But usually some of the people like yourself, they always have breakfast. I don't even ask them because they eat the same thing. I like what you have. But some other people are like, did you have breakfast today or not?
Yeah.
But it's because not having breakfast, it drops your blood sugar, and you can possibly become a diabetic. People that like skipping breakfast.
Yeah.
Over time.
That's a good tie into a lot of the health coaching. So I love health. I always joke. I always wanted to go into nutrition. My dad encouraged me to do something a little bit more reliable. So that's how we ended up in engineering.
Right.
But after right before COVID hit in February of 2020, I had been teaching yoga for a while. I'd already gotten that certification in 2018, I want to say. And so in 2020, I was like, okay, it's been about 2 years. Now I want to work on my online nutrition cert. IAN has a great program. Right. And so I just started studying that in February. And ironically, in March is when COVID hit, and we needed more health knowledge. But at the same time, I was able to work from home for about 6 months, and it made it easier to study. And I loved it. I loved everything. I was reading books. I was studying the modules. And I would say two things, like you were just saying, blood sugar was a big lesson learned, and I was learning a lot about hormones, because I would say that was maybe a gap I didn't personally know well. Of course, nutrition, movement, those things I had self-studied a lot. So it was really fascinating, and I love helping people in all of those holistic areas. And so, I'm always like, ask me anything, like, happy to help,
Right.
I've done coaching. With the business, I've kind of stepped back from that a little bit, but if people approach me individually, I'm always make time to help.
It's such like a big topic. It's so many ways, like in regards to how to be the best version of yourself. With the hormones, I have women that have struggled with that. I'm not the specialist in it. I always tell them, you probably want to get your hormones checked.
Right.
That's what I always say, because I'm not a woman, and I'm not too deeply understand that. Men, we have most testosterones. But
for women too, like even just saying like get your hormones checked is complicated, because it depends what part of the month you're in, right?
Oh,
and you need to know what level your hormone should actually be at during that time or that phase. Versus like men, it's a daily thing. So all you have to know is, did you get your blood work done in the morning or the evening, right? Because your testosterone will start higher in the morning and slowly decrease throughout the day.
Right.
But women, it's a little bit more complicated. Still great to get the numbers, and then
some people ain't never got those numbers.
It's true. A lot of doctors don't test for that unless you ask.
And if you don't ask, it's like then you start having hormone issues, and then by then now you're playing catch up, because now your levels have been off probably like months or years possibly.
Well, I really think the biggest root cause I see with all the hormones being off in clients and just people in general is stress. So to me, we're all running super stressed because that's a societal expectation, or I don't even know. It's like ingrained in us, right?
We're busier.
Yeah. And do all the things nonstop. And so if you're stressed, it's really hard for your blood sugar and your hormones to balance out. Right. So starting there and assessing that for yourself is a good starting point.
And it's kind of hard to help somebody when they say they're always stressed. And now you're trying to help them work out a routine. But most people, they don't really have a routine. They just go to work. You know, if they have kids or not, then most people don't exercise. Then, of course, they stress because that's going to cause them to eat bad foods. So it's almost like you got to do a whole deep dive to restructure this person, how to get to the other side of that so they can feel a whole lot better. It takes a lot of work.
They have to want to.
Yeah. That's why. That's the only type of people I like working with.
Yeah.
Because if they don't want it for themselves, how can I help make you want it?
Right.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Like, we can motivate you and be accountable, but you still have to want it and do the work on your side. And it is really tough for women that have kids. Those are also some of the hardest people to get to events because maybe they sign up to come, but a day before their kid gets sick or something, right, and they have to bail. So I really feel for that, and I know I'm going to have that same challenge, right, at some point in my life. It definitely, you got to think about how you got to have a flexible routine with kids, right. I think. Or a good partner.
Yeah, a good partner, and also just having like structure the best way you can, like making time, planning events. And I would say the best thing, just understanding, taking the time, because most people are always on go. Like I always tell some of my clients, most people, we live our lives either in the trunk of our car or in the passenger seat because we don't like take initiative on what we really should be doing on matters like taking time with your family, taking time with your health, checking in with yourself. But that takes time because you have to be present. Most people are not like present with ourselves.
Well, and one of my big mottos is ownership, right?
Yeah,
and
that's a big one.
I've got to own my work at work, right? That's on me. I've got to own my health. I've got to own how I treat people in my relationships. So it all comes back to ownership. Like, are you owning it, or are you making excuses and blaming other people and expecting others to change? Because at the end of the day, it's all you.
It is.
You've got to want to change and make those changes.
Man, that's a big one. Whew.
I know. It reminds me of the book, Own the Day, things like that, right? So we hear this word every now and then, but yeah.
It is. That's really big. Now, people definitely need to do that more. It's like we're just in a world of just now, fast, go, and by the end of the day, you're tired and do it all over again. Okay,
I'm going to back you up here, because one of my favorite things, this is why I love acupuncture. And, we go to Human a lot, which is a recovery place. I love the PMF bed.
Oh, man. I did that today.
Okay, perfect. So could you use your phone?
No.
No, you can't touch your phone when you're on it. So I love both of those modalities, because both of those, even like a massage, right? You have to put your phone away. Like, you can't move when you've got needles in you, and when you're on the PMF bed, you can't have anything electronic.
Oh, no. It may fry it.
Yeah. So I love those because it forces me to pause, to get out of the go for a minute and just lay there. Decompress, de-stress, take some deep breaths. Maybe I'm reading a book if I'm on the PMF bed. But yeah, I love those, because that to me is like, if I'm catching myself in the rabbit hole of not stopping, it forces me to stop. So that's, like Friday, me day, and like usually at one of those.
And also another thing, what I have learned, what I do like daily to help me stay off my phone is usually I either turn it off at night, or I will hide it from myself. I'll take my watch off, put it on silent, and put it in a drawer somewhere, and then start doing something else. Then next thing you know, I more likely, I don't know, you get in tune with yourself more, because now you have to either read a book or you figure out what's going on around you, rather than just getting everything from your phone. But I feel like the phone is a blessing, like a double-edged sword, because like we so attached to it, don't know how to put it down. It's almost like, you don't have a message, but you check it. And it's almost like, you check it.
Because it's a dopamine hit.
Yeah, it is. And it's like I would always challenge people to, put your phone away. When you go to sleep, try to put it in another room if you're not on call or something like that. Put it in another room so you have a good night's sleep, because when you know your phone is there and when you wake up to pee or use the restroom at night, you check your phone and you look at the blue light, and it probably like stop you from getting a good night rest.
Yeah, sleep is definitely one of my non-negotiables, and the phone can really impact that. So for me, I agree. I mean, I definitely use the phone all day.
Yeah, we all do. I be ready to get off of it, like, when it gets close to the end of the day, because, like, you know, after doing a social media post, looking at emails, texting people, and, you know, all these things that pop up. You know, we get this excessive heat warning every day.
in Texas,
in
yes.
Texas. And it's just, by the end of the day, this takes a good amount of, like, your energy.
It does.
And so I challenge myself. I turn mine off at night. Like,
I do too. I usually put it down at like 9. As long as I'm done with it, I'll put it in the room to charge, airplane mode, and then I leave it on airplane mode overnight.
Right.
If I get up, I mean, I just tap to see what time it is sometimes,
Right.
but other than that, I don't look at it because it's off.
Like, my favorite part of the day is nighttime, because I'm not getting anything from nobody. No emails really coming in, no texts. Most people are sleeping. I feel like I can, like, relax. Cause I'm big on, like, peace. Cause that's how I recharge. Cause I can be social, but I like being left alone, personally.
I used to say I was extrovert, and I was like, I am extrovert, right? But as I've gotten older, I've rephrased that to introverted extrovert, because I agree, after you do all the things all day, you need that introvert recharge time where nobody talk to me. Nobody, like, I want no phone notifications, nothing, and just take some time for you, because to do it all again the next day. I guess.
I realize that's what helped me get through the day, like, just being present with myself, and just learning how to step away. Like, be like, oh, I done enough for the day. I'm gonna try it again tomorrow, rather than try to conquer everything. But it just, like, that's why mental health is such a big thing, because this thing causes you to kill yourself, causes you to lose yourself. You get caught up in social media and likes, and you just think that's all that matters. But it's so much more to life, you know.
There's so much pressure. Like, I personally don't really use TikTok, for example, because Instagram is enough for me to manage. Like, I don't really even touch my Facebook. Like, it's just there for, like, my aunts and uncles.
Right.
And then so I can only really do one. Like, truthfully, if I was to do more, I would need a team.
Oh man, it does take a lot. I know usually when I be on social media on my phone too much, I start feeling anxiety, like my back would get a little tight, and I'd be like, oh, I need to go take a walk. So usually what I do, like, at the gym, we have, like, a field outside, so I just leave my phone there, maybe go walk around the field for, like, I'll probably go like 5 or 6 minutes, just to be, like, decompress, and be like, especially looking at your computer, got your phone, I'll be like, man, I'm about to lose it. Yeah. And I know people be feeling the same way, but they don't stop.
Well, and if you watch someone so there's consumers and creators, right? Some people are getting on there to consume content, and some people are on there to create content. And I like to think I'm the creator, right? Because I actually don't really scroll. I'm really bad about that. I never know what the trending songs are or anything. Like, I don't scroll through the reels. Like, when I'm about to post a reel, I'll go scroll to find one, but that's about it. Versus, like, my friends that sit there and scroll to find funny memes and to laugh. That for them is decompressing. But I'm like, how do you just sit there and scroll? Like, what?
It's like the Matrix. It's like you're hooked.
Black hole.
Oh man, it's like you sucked in. It's like, you could be talking to them. The thing is, I know some people that be scrolling, you be talking to them, they don't even hear you.
Well, and we're so used to trying, like, multitasking, it's not really a real thing. But, like, you're trying to text back and talk to somebody and, like, check your work emails all at the same time, and that's overwhelming to the nervous system for sure. I did want to add, when we were talking about sleep there for a second, sometimes my favorite thing to do, because you said we do a lot during the day, right? So it's just to kind of, we set high bars for ourselves, especially high performing people. I wanted to get these 10 things done. Okay, well, maybe you got 6 done. And at the end of the day, maybe this was from Melissa Wood Health, but just have a gratitude moment and say, I'm grateful I did this today, I'm grateful for my health. Because then you realize how many things you actually did get accomplished. Right. And you flip it from, I didn't do those other 4 things, to I accomplished these 6 amazing things. Right. And so I like to do that, because that helps me kind of shut down and wind down and turn my brain off, right? Because otherwise you'll sit there thinking about, okay, when am I going to do these other 4 things? Just say, I'm grateful I accomplished these 6, and tomorrow's a new day to get those done. Right.
I'm really big on this, being on, like, being consistently good, being occasionally great. Because consistent focus, discipline is, like, one of the biggest things, attribute you can have to be able to get through anything.
I agree.
But I learned that through a podcast, like he said be consistently good, then occasionally great.
Yeah,
like,
and
man.
I like that quote that's small, consistent actions lead to massive results.
Man, it does. It does.
Mm-hmm.
If you can be consistently doing something, sooner or later you're going to build something. You're going to figure it out, or you're going to be trial and error, but they're doing it every now and then. Like, how would you...
And you'll build sustainably. You'll grow sustainably. First, sometimes people are an overnight success. Okay, well, what do you do with that?
It's almost like, the hard work or the grit you put in it just by doing it, just being consistent. You may not see traction in, but the more you do it, you will start seeing the little wins come from here, come from there. Oh, people showing up, or people engaging with me. Mm-hmm. And it's just having to understand of being like disciplined, like, and also having a passion for it. Passion drives purpose at the end of the day.
For sure. Yeah, I love sharing passions. That's something that lights me up on a daily basis. Like, hey, check out this restaurant with me, or hey, come do this workout with me. Like, it was so fun, right? That's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, so passion's big.
What would you say some stress management techniques you do to help you, like just in case you have a high stress day, and what is your go-to like stress reliefs?
Definitely outside time or movement are two free ones, right? So getting some sunshine to recharge, or just moving my body, whether that's a walk or a workout, those really help me with stress. And if you're stressed, go for the lower impact workouts like yoga, Pilates, than a HIIT or a cycle, because that'll keep your cortisol elevated.
Right.
So those two. And then I'm obsessed with acupuncture. So if it's been a really stressful week, you'll find me doing that at the end of the week, or going to human for light bed. Yep. Yeah, compression, any of those really, right? Cryo, sleep, just shut it all off and get some sleep.
Right.
I do like deep breaths. I'm not the best at meditating. I'm better at a moving meditation, like a walk or a yoga class.
Right.
But I have some apps that I'll listen to, or just put on some music.
Oh, yeah.
Start dancing, break it up, change it up.
All right. I like that. So as we come to a close, one question I have for you: what does a healthy, vibrant life looks like for you?
So for me, I come back to the word feel all the time. Feeling good. It's nice to look good, but feel good, look good. Loving yourself and surrounding yourself with people you love and that love you, right? That support system. And just having moments of joy, right? Live.
That is being vibrant, just having good energy, feeling healthy, and just taking ownership. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we are finna try one of the collagens out. So which one did you want to test out for our listeners? Which one?
I like the peach mango.
All right.
I've tried them all, but
let's get your water bottle.
I'm gonna get this one here.
Oh, you already got it?
I got 10 water bottles over here, so let's see which one we're gonna go for.
We're gonna go for that one. All right. Probably want to take something off the top first. So. All right. Get a scoop in for you.
So I love collagen, and this is a regular daily ritual for me.
For me as well. That's people always say, like, how does it help you? I say, look at my hair. I say, ain't no bald spots, or look at my skin, just the general of it. I'm not a person that use like a lot of facial products or hair products, but that's what made me come up with this, because men, we don't take care of our hair, nails, or skin, or we don't take anything like collagen wise. Like, we'll have like pimples on our face, we breaking out, and we just won't do anything. Then next thing you know, we're going to the doctor, and ain't no telling what they giving us some type of form of
pharmaceutical.
There we go.
Sort.
Yep. And the thing is, that's all you need is some collagen or something to hydrate your skin, or some form
water
of
with minerals. Yeah.
Some minerals. And the thing is, like the doctor, they're not gonna tell you that. They're not gonna tell you.
Again, it's hard to know everything, and they can only learn so much, right? So we gotta give them credit for what they do know.
You gotta shake it up better than that, girl.
All right.
There we go. Don't hold back now. There we go.
I wish my bartending in another
There we
life,
go.
Right?
There we go. I like that. There we go.
Yeah, we need to open a cafe for all these cool drinks.
Oh, man.
Lattes, collagen shots. So good.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. Best tasting collagen in Houston.
It is.
This one I like. So again, I have tried your new flavor, and this one I like because the peach mango is a little less sweet in my opinion. Maybe that's a mental thing. I don't know, but it's different too because you don't see that flavor often. So I think it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, that's what made me want to do the different flavors. 'Cause I know they have like a peach, a mango, and so as I come out with more flavors, the whole thing is just to tie in other flavors too, not just have just a flat strawberry or a flat grape or flat cherry. So, and also make it as healthy as possible, like taking out the fructose, the sucrose, taking out the artificial coloring, and just adding the things that supposed to go into a collagen product rather than having amino acids, protein. So it's really just a standalone just collagen product. And that's basically what I was aiming for. And also making it feel good, taste good, that you can drink it on a regular day, like for dinner.
It's good in water.
It is.
You don't have to add it to anything.
Anything.
You know a product's good if you can drink it with water.
Oh, yeah. Yep. All right. That will conclude our podcast. Thank you guys for listening, and thank Alexis for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much. Again, give us a follow at Wellness for Hugh, and look forward to next time.
Oh, yes. And everything will be in the show notes to follow Alexis, and also Wellness for You.
Woo.
Whoop, whoop.